doesn't comment on it, but he doesn't look too impressed. When Lisa returns home later, she's shocked to find her kids are throwing a pool party that includes pot. Furious, she approaches Lainey and makes a scene as she confesses she wishes there was more curiosity and intellectualism in the house. This angers Lainey in return, who calls her mother out for not appreciating the good grades she does get and for pretending to be some high IQ intellectual just because she's taking a poetry class. Then, Lainey leaves her alone, so Lisa retrieves a pack of cigarettes she keeps hidden in the garden, and while having a smoke, she calls Jimmy just to say hi. A few days later, Simon calls Lisa to his office to offer more praise for her latest work and to invite her to read some of her poems at a poetry reading event his favorite bar often organizes. Obviously, Lisa accepts before sharing the same poem he read to Jimmy, but Simon isn't as enthusiastic about this one. He begins talking about the visionary writing behind her other poems, which he doesn't know were stolen, and thinking about those gets him so excited that he ends up getting frisky with Lisa right there on the office floor. They have a nice time, but it's obvious that Simon is more attractive to her art than to Lisa herself. Simon's reaction to her poem gives Lisa a lot to think about, and in the end, she decides Jimmy should be the one to recite his own poems in public. When she shares the idea with him, Jimmy accepts, and Lisa begins taking breaks from class to bring Jimmy to the school auditorium so he can practice. In the evening, Lisa finally gets tired of waiting for a call and shows up at the bar where Jimmy's father Nikhil works. Nikhil is happy to hear his little boy is smart, but Lisa pushes for more, explaining his talent needs to be nurtured and that Becca treats him like a dumb puppy. Nikhil understands Lisa's concern and wants to support his son, but he also doesn't want him to become like Sanjay, a failed writer that now barely makes any money correcting spelling mistakes for the newspaper. Lisa offers to babysit Jimmy for a few hours in the afternoon instead of Becca, that way she can stimulate him with the right activities but he still can keep up a normal life the rest of the time, and Nikhil accepts. However, when Lisa brings up the poetry reading on Thursday, Nikhil forbids them from going because Jimmy has baseball practice with his friend that day, and keeping up the normal routine is more important. From then on, Lisa begins babysitting Jimmy and uses the chance to